Frontline story with Carolyn and Tori. Today we have Mackenzie from the Bridge of Hope Child Advocacy Center, and I'm seeing a lion standing here, and it sounds like you've got some great outreach opportunities, and really, you know, what you're trying to do with outreach is prevention, and that might be education to some vulnerable populations. So it sounds like this is a program for children.
Yes. ROAR is a program that was developed for children between the ages of 4 and 8, and it just teaches kids how to protect themselves from abuse. You know, we have that acronym, which is ROAR, teaches kids, remember, privates are private. Oh, it's okay to say no. We always need to talk about secrets. And it's got that last one, which is raise your voice and tell someone. So teaching you that you need to have safe grown-ups in your life that you can go to. And it really empowers these children. Normally it's the classes of, we can do preschool up to 2nd grade. And so it really empowers them, and it shows you have a voice. During the lesson we actually get to roar a couple times, so I always say, you know, be scary, use your voice, you are powerful, and yell as loud as you can. And so that helps students to be engaged and to have fun while they're also learning one of the most important things that kids can learn, which is, you know, keeping yourself safe. Empower. You don't have to live with abuse, you can protect yourself. So I absolutely love the program.
Yeah, it sounds great. Well, and really, you know, children often feel like they have to comply with adults, and so sometimes realizing they need to do things to protect themselves is a really important education for them.
Yeah, and you know, especially, you know, this fragile age group, this 4 to 8 and younger, you know, when they're getting abused that young, sometimes their abusers will tend to make them try to think this is normal, you know. This is what everyone does, everyone goes through it. And when they learn ROAR, and you know, they learn, oh, your privates are private and nobody should touch my private parts, it's a great lesson that some kids may know, or some kids may not know, and it's like, wow, this is happening to me and I didn't even realize that it was bad. And so I think that part is really important, because you do I have to just throw out a disclaimer to students sometimes, because, you know, a lot of them do know, like, of course no one should touch my privates. So I have to say, it might sound silly, guys, what we talk about. And if I say the word private, some kids will giggle and laugh, but I say, it might sound funny to some people, but it's very important that everybody learns this lesson, because some of us need help learning.
Exactly. So how do you get this information out to groups? Do you like to do it to clubs?
Yeah, so it works best in organized classroom type structures, and that's what I've been doing it so far. I've been very lucky that the North Platte Public Schools has worked so well with me and are very encouraging and want this taught to their students. So I really just reach out to counselors and principals and different educators in our area and say, hey, this is our program. It really helps your students, and I would love to come to your class and teach it. And so our schools have been very receptive and very excited even to teach it.
And even like childcare, that might be a good option too.
We've actually done it at a daycare center already, and I would love to keep going, especially in the summertime, you know, because the 4 to 8 age range is in daycare, so I think it'd be great to try to hit the daycares and be able to do ROAR and just a fun activity for students to do.
Now, besides the North Platte area, where else is this available?
So it's available really in all 15 counties that we at Bridge of Hope serve. Since we haven't done it really since before the COVID pandemic, we're starting to roll it out mostly just in North Platte, but we've had interest from surrounding counties saying, like, we think ROAR would be great in our schools and in our community. So I'm really hoping that in the next year we can expand out to multiple counties, small towns. I really would like to get ROAR in as many schools and areas as possible. And actually in April, which is Child Abuse Prevention Month, we're planning on doing a community ROAR event with which is just going to be open to kids from all over the community, and they can come, and I will do a Roar presentation, of course, free of charge. This is, we don't charge schools or anything, so hopefully just even homeschooled kids can come in and get to hear this body safety.
Well, great. So if a group does want a presentation, how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, you can either call us at the Bridge of Hope, or emailing me is a great way, and my email is really easy. It's just outreach@bridgeofhopecac.org. And of course, you can always just call, and everybody at Bridge of Hope knows about Roar, and they'll direct you to me.
Okay, well, and we'll post that at the end of the video here too. So, well, thanks for being with us, Mackenzie.
Yes, thank you. I love getting to talk about this program. It's so great for kids, and they have so much fun. And the nice thing too is we get to send home stuff with students, so like they get this little certificate of completion, and it makes kids feel just really good because they're like, yeah, I went through this and I remember it. And of course, a coloring sheet. You can't go to schools and not give out coloring sheets. And a great thing is we actually have these parent guides, or some of them say caregiver guides, and we send those home with students, and it helps show the parent, like, you know, this is what your student learned, because it's not a secret. Like, we want you to know these things and reinforce them with kids. And so it just gives parents and caregivers a rundown of what they learned. And I love that. And I always say, go home and tell your parents all about Roar and teach them how to do it.
Yeah.
Because it will just reinforce that learning.
Exactly. Yeah, they can remind them, you know, to use those ideas. So, all right. Well, great. Thanks for being with us, Mackenzie.
Thank you so much for having me.
Sure.